Hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. This is Introduction to Psychology Part 2. Okay, we have completed the chapter 1 and we are in the chapter 2, which is about the emotions. Now, if I give you a little bit overview, the chapter overview, we have completed the defining emotion, which was discussed in the part 1 of the chapter 2, and we also learned about the components of emotion again in the part 1 of the chapter 2. Then we started with the part 2, and then in part 2 we learned about the characteristics of emotion, in which we have discussed the different characteristics of emotions in great detail. Now in this video we will start our discussion and we'll learn about the function of emotions. What are the different functions of emotions, and we will learn each function of emotion one by one. So this will be the part 3 of the chapter 2, and the part 3 is all about the functions of emotion. So we will be learning about the functions of emotion. And if you have missed any of the previous video, any of the previous lectures, I have provided all the links in the description section. Go ahead, click on those links and watch those videos. And if any of the link is missing, you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll be upload or update the description section for you. So let's start with the part 3, which is about the functions of emotion. Now, there are some important functions that emotions play in our daily life, and among the most important functions of emotions are preparing us for action. This is one of the functions of emotion. Another one is shaping of future behavior, which means that emotions shape our future behavior. Then last but not least, that is helping us to regulate social interaction. Because of the emotions, we are able to regulate the social interaction. So this is one of the functions, or you can say importance as well, of the functions of emotion. So let's start having discussion on these functions of emotions one by one. Preparing us for action. Now, preparing us for action is again one of the functions of emotion. And according to this, emotions act as a link between events in the external environment and behavioral responses that an individual make. For example, if we saw an angry dog charging towards us, the emotional responses or the emotional act or the emotional action would be fear, and that would be associated with the physiological arousal of the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system. So the role of the sympathetic division is to prepare us for the emergency actions, which presumably would get us moving out of the dog's way, which will be very quickly. And emotions that then are stimuli that aid in the development of the effective responses to various situations. Now, in short, if you have watched our previous videos, we have discussed about the fight or flight response. So we can also include that theory here. Emotions prepare us for action. That action can be fight response, or that can be a flight response. For example, if there is any threatening situation, again the dog situation, for example, the dog which is charging towards us. So now it will be up to the human what type of action he is prepared for. Either he wants to fly away from that situation, which is called the flight response, which is escaping situation. He would run away to save himself, or either he wants to fight from that situation to defend himself, either giving a fight response or either the flight response. So this is all about preparing us for the action. One of the functions of the emotion, if we did not have the emotions, we would not be able to prepare our action for this towards certain response. So one of the functions of the emotion is to preparing us for the action. Now the next function of the emotion is shaping our future behavior. Now, one of the function of emotion shapes our future behavior. Now, emotion serve to promote learning of information. that will assist us in making appropriate responses in the future. For example, the emotional response that occurs when a person experiences something unpleasant, such as threatening dog, teaches us that person to avoid similar circumstances in the future. And similarly, the pleasant emotion act as reinforcement for prior behavior, and therefore are apt or opt to lead an individual to seek out similar situations in the future. Now, so the feelings of satisfaction that follows giving to a charity is likely to reinforce charitable behavior and make it more likely to occur in the future. Now, in short, we will say unpleasant emotion would lead to the avoidance in the future, and pleasant emotion would lead to the repetition in the future, repetition of the behavior in the future. And this is what was also stated or said by the B.F. Skinner, and he also said that any emotion that have a positive circumstances, any behavior that leads to the pleasant circumstances or positive circumstances or pleasurable circumstances would likely to be repeated in the future. And any behavior which leads to the unpleasant circumstances or unpleasant result, any behavior, any act which have an unpleasant result would not be repeated in the future. So unpleasant emotions leads to the avoidance in the future, and pleasant emotions leads to the repetition of the behavior, repetition in the future. So this was about the shaping of our behavior. Emotions shapes our behavior, like it trains our behavior. Then the next function of emotion is helping us to regulate social interaction. Now, the emotions we experience are frequently obvious to observers, as they are communicated through verbal and non-verbal behaviors. These behavior can act as a signal to observers and allowing them to better understand what we are experiencing and predict our future behavior. Now, for instance, a mother who sees the terror on her 2-year-old son's face when he sees a frightening picture in a book is able to comfort and reassure him, thereby helping him to deal with his environment more effectively in the future. This is because of the emotions, because emotions helps us to regulate social interaction, and these are like one of the functions of emotion. You can also consider them as the advantages or the importance of the emotions. So this was about today's video. If your concept is clear, you can like the video. If not, if there is any topic, any point which is confusing for you, you can ask us in the comment section and we'll be happy to help you out. Plus, if you're new to this channel, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Do Your Knowledge, click on the bell icon so you will never ever miss any notification. And you can also share the link of this channel, the link of this video with your family members and friends, because sharing is caring. Until then, Allah Hafiz.